What is good, YouTube? Yu-Gi-Oh vendor here, coming to y'all with my deck profile of what I'm currently playing. Is finished playing pure Zoo, and I think this is a good meta contender because of the ability to control, the ability to disrupt, and the ability to grind. And I made some specific choices, and I explain narrowly and show you the extra deck, and that's about it. So triple thoroughblade, one of the best ones. Strong, one of the ones that allow you to do piercing. So that comes up in time. That comes up usually when you play. And you know, sometimes you just need to see a zoo, and he's one of the best ones for that. Whiptail, I played 3 of this. This is a no-brainer. Allows you to banish. Very important to the game today, and probably is the second best one. Ram, I do play 3 of these because you do want to see it, and its effect comes up a lot in duels. Just like I believe like Thoroughblade comes up, Whiptail comes up, and I think Ram comes up the most. And obviously the best one, Rapier, it's just amazing. And that's why it's at 1. When you look at the hand traps that I play, since it's pure zoo, you have a lot of rooms since you're not playing that many monsters. You're only playing 4 or 10 total. So I filled out the rest with disruptions, triple ash. This basically hits every deck still. So I want to see it. I want to have it. And it's good alongside other hand traps. So I play the bell because the format's so graveyard based. With the best decks and the most played decks, all based off the graveyard. Ash can hit one thing, Bell can hit another, and Droll can hit the rest. So these ones to me do the most. I know people like Nibiru, but I feel like these cripple the combos. It ends turns, and it allows you to use your other disruptions alongside the hand traps I just showed you. It just makes the game more slower, and that benefits you. I look at Pinkertops as a central card to the deck because not only is it the interruption, it's a card that's very strong, and it gets rid of back row and floodgates. So I think you have to play it in this deck. Tanky just searches your zoos, which you do need to see zoos to be able to play and to be able to summon good monsters. Cosmic, because Eldritch and Dogmatica, a lot of times you just rather get rid of the card completely for good than destroy it. Chalice, I got this from a guy at the card shop. This card is good because a lot of people are just sitting on Dragoon, or they're sitting on something like a Calamities, and you have to have multiple outs, or you're not going to win that duel. You're not going to play Zexal and stuff like that. So this just gives you another way to play. If you don't open a hand trap or a card to stop it from coming out, this card can allow you to stop yourself from losing too, and is a quick play, so you can use it on their turn or on your turn to stop a particular card from coming out, or to stop them from building a good board. This card does come in handy for that. This is controversial. Some people don't play average. Some people do. Some people play desires and talents and all that. I feel like all the extra deck monsters I want, all the extra deck monsters I would like to use again if the duel goes long. And I also feel like all the hand traps, if I can redraw them or re-put them in my deck, that helps me in the grind. And I feel like all zoos that go to the grave, I only play 4 total, 4 zoos, and I only play 10 total. So I feel like the other ones are great and they make sense, but this one, with the hand traps, the extra deck, and the monster count being low, I think average gives you the most value out of all of them. So I feel like this was the best draw card for the deck. Obviously, Barrage is just broken in the deck, and you need to play this. Once Reborn just allows you to take cards from graves, and it just gives you a free advantage with no cost. So I do play 1 Reborn. Call by the Grave is good because sometimes you need to get this summon to go through. Sometimes you need to search to go through, and Call by the Grave helps you with that. Plus, it stuns your opponent for a little bit, depending on what hand trap they use. So that makes it a valuable card. Imperm is the same with Chalice. I just need to stop my opponent for making a certain monster, or be able to play if they use a certain monster effect or have him on the board. So I feel like impermanence isn't great in every deck, and people don't think it's great this format. But when you look at some of the best cards or the cards that win games, imperm can still hit those cards to me. So I feel like imperm, chalice, and hand traps alongside the strikes, this allows you to keep advantage above your opponent, and it allows you to, you know, balance out boards or stop a board from being too hard to break. Like this deck don't really break boards great, but it allows you to control the game to where you don't have to worry about breaking the board because they won't even be able to do it, with disruptions and the cards that allow you to play on it, stop them from doing stuff on their turn. So, you know, I think the 3 imperm, 3 strikes, and the chalices allow you to get enough interruptions to where you can grind out the game better. And then I play the 2 ice dragons. I look at this the same as a disruption. Not only do it stun your opponent because it takes a card that they might want to summon, but it also allows you to stun them by banishing a particular card in their grave too. So some people cut it, some people don't like it, but the way zoo is, if you don't see a zoo, or you can't really get your combo off because of a particular reason, like these type of cards allow you to still grind out that game because they can't really overwhelm you. So that's why I built it like this. So I think it's good, and I think y'all should try it. I feel like it's different, got some different personal choices, and it is based off my locals of what people play there, and also how you can combat it. So that just a big reason why it's built that way. So obviously you pick it and choose what tournaments you are and what you're going against will depend on what ratios you'll play and which hand traps you'll play. Extra deck, I haven't changed it. Mega Clops is essential. I still do play triple Chakanai because this allows you to continue to play, and it allows you to have a board even if you have to like defend a little bit. So, you know, in the grind game and just being able to maintain resources, pot average and stuff like that, and interruptions, Chakanai kind of gives you that same, you know, allows you to at least survive or allows you to have a better board. Tiger Mortar, I do play 3 for the same reason. It's a name, plus it actually helps you in the grind game. If you can't really overwhelm your opponent or you don't have enough monsters on board, it allows you to survive. Borbo is basically just for Zeus, as we all know. Borbo is amazing now because of Zeus, and it does help you in time, like you know. I do play 2 Hammer Con because you do need more names, and this allows you to go into even the drill driver, and you get a 2500 monster for basically nothing. So I think he's good for that too. Dryden is also good because Hammer Cone, because you get another attack increase. Well, you get another monster to lay over him, and that allows him to do more interruptions on your opponent's turn on yours. And this card just allow you to control what happens and what doesn't happen. Takes away normal summon, takes away floodgates and pop field spells, and it's essential to the success of the deck. I do play double Zeus just because we know that this is probably the best card in the entire deck, and a card that's 3000 that can just completely get rid of boards and change the game, or, you know, allow your opponent to rethink how they play because they know you have a Zeus, is very important to this deck. So Mega Clops and Zeus really made this deck more competitive alongside cards like Ice Dragon Prison coming out, and then the drill driver. You can cut, people been cutting this for the 3rd Zeus, but it does come up where you don't really have enough, and you can make it this, and it's strong enough, or it pierces, and it allows you to make a better board, or allows you to survive if they can't get over the attack. And the piercing does come up a lot, and even if you need to do it for Zeus, this card I still think you should play the one of. Other than that, I think it's a good control deck. I think it's good against the meta today. I do think the choices do depend on what you're playing and who you're playing against. But when I look at this build, it pretty much solves all your problems if you're just trying to grind. You have the interruptions, you have the cards that can, you know, punish your opponent, you have the hand traps that hurt decks the most, and, you know, it has basically, it's like anti-meta. It's slow, it's grindy, but it has all the outs and all the answers you need to compete with the meta. So I like Zoodiac pure right now. And that's what I'm playing. Check out my older videos, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Open to suggestions, open to criticism that is constructive. And if you see something that I should change or add, let me know in the comment section below. And other than that, Yugioh Vendor signing out.